In the process of starting your business, you also need to consider the legal structure that you're going to set up. Now, there are a few different options, but in this short video, we're going to talk about the steps to set up an LLC. This is probably the most common format legal structure for a small business to use. We won't get into the pros and cons, just want to walk you through the basic steps of what's actually required. So the first thing you need to do is go to the Secretary of State's website, sos.mo.gov, and click the Online Business Services tab. That'll take you to a page where you can create an account and log in, and click the little button that says Create an LLC. When you do that, it asks you a series of questions: the name of the business, the location of the business, who's organizing it, and a few more questions. Those are pretty straightforward, so you should be able to fill that out. And then you pay $50. Once you've submitted it, it will give you the articles of organization for your LLC. Now, that's not the only thing required for an LLC, but it is the first step you want to take. On the Secretary of State's website, you can also file a fictitious name, or DBA, doing business as. This can be used in a variety of ways, but the most common is if the name you used to register your LLC is not the exact same name as what you would like to be using in public for your business purposes, maybe putting it on your checks and your marketing and your branding, on your website and other places, you can also file a fictitious name. I like to call this the legally binding nickname for your business. It's a great tool, and it only costs $7 to file that. And that is also on the Secretary of State's website. Once you have those two things taken care of, you need to write an operating agreement for your LLC. This is a legally binding and legally required document that outlines the terms, the ownership, the financial contribution, really anything that goes into the business and the operations and the agreement of that operation. However, you don't file this anywhere. It's not a government mandate. It's not something you put on the Secretary of State's website or the IRS or anywhere else. So you have to either find a lawyer that can put it together with you, or you can use a template. So in some cases, that's okay. So you can go and search LLC operating agreement template and find different ones online and use one of those. But we do recommend that you talk it through with a lawyer to make sure that your operating agreement matches up with your business and your situation and your needs. Then you want to go get an EIN number. You can find that on the irs.gov website and simply just search for EIN and go and click the little Apply Now button. It takes a few minutes to fill out, and it's $0, so it's free, and it helps you when you're filing taxes and a variety of other things. So it's good to get early, and for many businesses is also required. Then you also need to double check with the Missouri tax ID, whether you need one or not. So if you're selling products, you're likely required to charge a sales tax. If you have employees, you're likely required to do employee withholding taxes. And those are at least two of the purposes for Missouri Tax ID. You can file for one and get one through the Department of Revenue, and that's dor.mo.gov. Now, this one is a little bit more complicated because it depends on your business situation. So work through a CPA or a lawyer or someone with experience filing for this if you're not sure how to do it. But I always encourage people to go and look and get a sense of, well, what are they asking? What do the different forms look like? What are my options? So you will be familiar with it, and maybe you try to do it on your own. Then you also want to double check with your city or your county on any business licenses. Figure out if they require you to have anything. That's going to be based on the type of business you're in and your location. And a variety of other factors. So every city and county might be a little different. So just go and check with them to figure out what do they need and how much does it cost. Most importantly of all, while you can do many of these things on your own, we highly recommend that you talk it over with a CPA and or a lawyer first, because your business, your situation is unique to you, and your options and how you structure it has to match up with your situation and your game plan for the future. And that's why CPAs and lawyers can help you with those things. They are the experts in those areas.